we start off today's video, guys, be sure to go and check out the guys at My Fresh Box. They've fueled the Talking Wolves team since the Premier League restart with their fantastic ready prepped meals. You can get 20% off there with TW20. So be sure to check out. A link to them is in the description down below. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to a new match preview and the final one of the 2019-2020 season, finally. I can't believe it's actually coming to an end. It feels weird. You know, we've had the restart. We've had the sort of however many games it's been since the restart. And another successful season for Wolves, you've got to say, regardless of what happens on Sunday against Chelsea. It's been a very, very good campaign for Nuno and the boys. I've got to say as well, big thanks to the support of you guys for the Premier League season. You know, Talking Wolves is continuing to grow, and it's all to do with you guys showing the support. I just do this as a hobby. I work during the day. I come home. I love Wolves. I talk about Wolves. And the fact that you guys enjoy listening to me talk about Wolves and finding out what's going on is fantastic. So as always, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. But yeah, we're talking about Wolves. We're talking about the Wolves-Chelsea game this coming Sunday. It has been a year since we actually started this season. On Saturday, the whatever day we're on today, the Saturday, it's been a year since that first game against Crusaders. So the fact that, you know, our competitive season has been over a year long now is phenomenal. And of course the dates are starting to come up now for next season. So as I said, regardless of what happens against Chelsea, Wolves, it's been a successful season for us. You know, to finish top 7 yet again, it's more or less, you know, it's guaranteed that we're going to be 6th or 7th regardless, depending on result. But it's going to be a tough game to finish on. I think if Chelsea beat Liverpool midweek, I think they may have relaxed and possibly even rested players for this game. But the fact that top 4 is very much still up for grabs, and there's Chelsea, United and Leicester can all still get there, I think Chelsea will be up for this game, and they'll make it very, very difficult. However, Wolves were finally back to winning ways. Great win versus Crystal Palace last week. And of course, that has given us now enough points to finish in the 6th or 7th place. But it's still important that Wolves get something out of this game. We need to equal or better Tottenham's result to finish 6th. If we finish 6th today, we are guaranteed Europa League football for next season again, which is an unbelievable achievement. If we finish 7th, we do have to rely on Chelsea going on to beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final. So finishing 6th, so whether that be bettering or equaling Spurs' result, that's what Wolves need to look for. But we go into it in good form. A great win against Crystal Palace. I think, you know, the boys, you know, Palace have been dreadful since the restart, to be fair. So it was crucial that we won that game, but we played better, we attacked a little bit better, we wanted it a bit more, and we do tend to play better against the bigger teams normally. You got to take your hat off to Frank Lampard, to be honest, the Chelsea manager, who, to be honest, he came into the club and I thought he'd struggle. He had that season at Derby, he did okay, and I thought it's a massive step up to go to Chelsea. But for someone on, to be fair, a restricted budget at the time, he's not really signed anyone before this season. I think he's done a very, very good job, and I think Chelsea should have enough to stay in the top 4 and get Champions League football again. And of course, we've added additions next season. There's some great players they're bringing in, such as Timo Werner and Ziyech. I think they're going to be a very, very interesting side to watch for next season. But of course, we cast our minds back to earlier on in the season. Chelsea gave us a very, very heavy defeat at Molineux. That saw the likes of Vallejo and co just sort of disappear. I think Vallejo, I'm not even sure he played another league game after that one. That was a disastrous game of football, to be honest. So I think Wolves will be keen to get their revenge and keen to try and get something out of the game. I think it'd be great if we can get a draw or win to end off the season as well, a positive result. So of course, go into the Olympiacos game, which is in just under 2 weeks' time as well, which is crazy. You know, that's going to come around really, really quickly. And it's crucial that Wolves get a bit of momentum to go to the Europa League. I think we all know if we can get a win and take that momentum into the knockouts, Wolves have got a big chance of winning the Europa League. We do have some tough games, but we're going to have to beat the best to win the tournament. I think if we can beat Olympiacos, you know, we've got Roma or Sevilla, it's going to be a tricky game. And then we go on to possibly play Manchester United in the semi-final. So it's a difficult tournament, but I think the game against Chelsea could be key, because if we can get that momentum, keep everyone fresh and sharp, I think we could look good. The lineup for the Palace game surprised me just with how we went a little bit, but I think Nuno will probably go unchanged. I think we will see Patricio in goal again. I think we'll see Donk, Cody and Bolly at the back again. Johnny and Doc. Doc was much better, wasn't he, by the way, on Wednesday? You know, he's had a little bit of criticism over the last few weeks, but he was fantastic against Palace, I believe. Neves and Moutinho. Neves has been a breath of fresh air this season, guys. He's been unbelievable. And Jean Moutinho still pulling the strings. And then a front three of Adama Traore, arguably people's player of the season. Raul Jimenez, again, arguably the player of the season. Daniel Podence, who's coming quite late, but he's almost, to add a cliche, a bit, he's like a new signing so late in the season. So I think that's the team we'll go with unchanged. However, you know, I always like to throw these curveballs. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sace come in and see us play three in the middle again. Just shore up that midfield against a bigger team, 5-3-2, sit deep and try and catch Chelsea on the counter-attack, as we've tended to do, to be honest, especially last season when we played the Blues. So it's going to be interesting to see how Wolves can get on. But as always, it's been a fantastic season. And I said at the start of the season, right, because Wolves were in Europe, because we had all these added games, if we went deep into the competition, I think we could have sacrificed a couple of league places and half expected a mid-table finish. But the fact that Nuno and the squad have still in the Europa League at this point in the season, still remained competitive in the league, and still more or less in touching distance of getting another European finish next season, that is unbelievable. And I think if we can get, depending on the transfer market and the climate, if we can get 4 or 5 quality signings, Wolves could genuinely start knocking on the door more regularly and more comfortably for the top 6 and top 4. I think next season the league is going to be more difficult because the likes of Spurs and Arsenal are going to start picking up points more regularly, you'd think. Possibly Leicester could peter off. But if we had a few quality players, Wolves could be genuinely a force to be reckoned with over the next few years, even more than we have been in the last couple of years. Guys, let me know your thoughts ahead of the game against Chelsea. Best of luck to the squad, and it's going to be an interesting game to end off the season. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. As I said before, thank you so much for the support this season. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.